Darlings, it's Mummy Sybil Bruncheon, and I'm here at the Henry Ford Museum in the locomotive wing of the museum. The nice man there is setting up the Christmas display of the Metropolis. That's actually a model of Detroit, and he's setting up the train there for the Christmas, and then in the distance. And then here are some more of the cars and the various trains that they brought into the beautiful halls. You can see how gorgeous the Henry Ford Museum's halls are when they're just polished and open for displays. But here we have the railroad exhibit continuing on. Look at this one. Shades of Murder on the Orient Express, where they actually have the Canadian Pacific snowplow engine, which would be put ahead of the main engine, and the conductor would be up there, or I guess the engineer, and then they would literally shovel snow drifts out of the way and clear the tracks. Amazing. And here's a car that, well, if this isn't Judy Garland and the Harvey Girls, I don't know what is. I mean, you could just see that. I'm sure that Ray Bolger is lurking around in there somewhere. And look how beautifully painted they were. Imagine they decorated these cars with all this detail. Look at all the trim paint alone, let alone a mural. And how funny! I love seafaring shots on a train. It's very interesting. Oh, here's enough firewood for a lifetime, and here's a refrigerator car. Yes, all sorts of. They could pack fresh produce, or especially. Meat products and things like that. I wonder if this is how Jimmy Hoffa ended up, probably in a refrigerator car. And we've got the Atlantic and Gulf Railroad here, the Chesapeake and Ohio there. This is classic. Look at this. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, this is like the moonshine wagon or something. Perhaps Mountain Dew had its own little train for a while there. And then, of course, here again, is the DeWitt Clinton with the stagecoaches, which I just find infinitely charming. Imagine this train was running when Andrew Jackson was president. This is what a train looked like in 1831. It's just endlessly charming to me that you would ride in a stagecoach. This was high technology for them. They put stagecoaches behind a smoldering, potentially explosive time bomb with sparks coming out of the top, and steam and extreme pressure of water and steam boiling. And I mean, it's a disaster waiting to happen. And yet human beings are infinitely resilient, aren't they? And look at this. Look at this, Chesapeake and Ohio. I mean, when you look at this train, when you look at this, you really do have to admire the sheer nerve of Anna Karenina. I mean, throwing herself under the wheels of a train. You all know that she didn't walk in front of it. She stood beside it, and as it rode by, a very great metaphor, as it rode by and rolled by her, she finally got the nerve to quickly throw herself onto the rails and have the wheels roll over her. I mean, you really, if I considered suicide, I think I would consider a nice hotel room, a bathtub, a bottle of champagne, and a razor blade rather than that. To throw oneself under a steaming, massive, black, and I must say fairly sooty. It's not very cleanly. I mean, for heaven's sakes, if you're going to end your life, one wants to end it all, but one doesn't want to soil one's gown. It seems kind of bizarre. Look in there. Oh, yes, that's an oil pot of some sort that was lubricating a joint. No, that locomotive is fit only to be inside, and not to be throwing oneself into gears and stuff. And here's a small model. It makes it much more civilized, doesn't it? But then you get up close to it and it's like, oh my goodness, you could burn your hands on something here. You could do yourself a mischief, literally. Oh, Anna, darling, reconsider. Do reconsider, darling. Look at those wheels. Anna, reconsider. Think of your children, if nothing else.